Jacob being out there down the stretch to turn into him, and he hits the free throw there late. I just want, what do you
free
think?
throws were a mess. 8 for 18. I think one was a 1-and-1 for sure, maybe 2. I don't know. So we could have saved ourselves a lot of grief there, hitting a few, and they did a great job from the free throw line. Both of us came into the game not shooting very well from the line, but they shot very well, and we didn't. We were active on the boards. We got a lot of second shots. We just didn't make them pay for that. But Eric, really played well, and we finally got something out of him. And that was since his knee bothered him and didn't play against Arizona State. He had a bad December, so great to see him get January started off.
How big a shift is that to see, Dana, when he went from starting lineup to way down there to, like, in some games barely even playing, to now coming up with one of the bigger shots that...
No, his whole game, James, he had 12 rebounds, I think, or what did he have for rebounds? 11. Like 3 assists, 1 turnover. He did a lot of good things, but he did hit a big shot.
When he takes that shot, he's got a guy right in his face. What are you thinking in that exact moment?
Well, he's a senior. I told him to be aggressive. He hadn't shot it well since, before the Arizona State game, he was almost 50% from the field and 48 from 3. And then he had the month of December, he went 1 for 9 from the field, 1 for 5 from 3. He just quit being aggressive. And I told him this week, he practiced. He was out for a while, but then he was back. And I told him, you got to be aggressive. You're one of our better offensive players. You got a lot of offensive experience. You just got to be aggressive. And he did a good job. Takes 12 shots tonight, and that's what he should take. Jacob took 14, Will took 11. It's not bad for all.
With the long layoff of games and COVID, just what were you kind of expecting out of this game from just
I don't know. Last year when we played these guys, that was our first COVID pause. We didn't have LJ, Chris Duarte, or Will. And so we didn't play very well in that game. And the second one, we had some guys missing. And, so out of the 2 pauses last year, we were awful, but we were without a lot of guys. But this year at least, Will came back today. Eric and those guys came back yesterday, so we had a day to get ready, and we had everybody. So no excuses. And I know Wayne and those guys were messing with it too. It's been a bad week.
Is there any benefit to playing only one time in 19 days?
I'm sorry?
Just any benefit to having only one game through 19 days?
There would have been if we could have practiced. We had some really good practices before the Utah game. And then that second half we kind of got it going. And, hopefully, now we got swing away right away on the road this weekend. But, it is what it is. And the guys will, they'll look for the challenge. UCLA is good, USC, we got a tough weekend coming up. Just go swing away and try to get better and try to get them. I think they're both ranked pretty high. I'm not sure exactly what, but they're 2 really good teams with a lot of guys back. The 3 teams that are really good in our league, they got everybody back. UCLA's got everybody back. USC's got a big portion. Now they miss Mobley, but the other Mobley's playing really good, and then Arizona's got everybody back. So the 3 teams that got all the returners are playing really good, and it reminds me a little bit of 16-17 when we had everybody back, and UCLA was really good, and Arizona was really good. We had 3 really good teams, and kind of reminds me, those 3 teams have separated themselves, and kind of up to the rest of us to try to catch them a little bit. They're really good, and the rest of us got a long way to go to catch them.
How trying has this season been for you, Dan? The COVID stuff would be challenging in of itself, but imagine that. But between Riverside and Pepperdine and Utah, where these were games that obviously you guys could not afford a loss in any of them, and it's constantly 1-score games the final 5 minutes. How trying is this to coach through, and it's high stress situations?
We want to get better, and times I get frustrated because we're not, and then Jacob makes a pass, and I don't know where that came from, and trying to kill me. You know, I mean, it's attempt. You know, so and that's, you know, just not being connected enough with them. So that's the frustrating part. I mean, you know, wins and losses. We do this for 40 years. You know, you're going to, but not being connected, not getting the possession you want, offensively, defensively. That's always frustrating. You know, it's frustrating. You know, when you're playing well. It's really frustrating when you're struggling. You know, so you know, the guys are good guys. I like being around them. They're not connected. We're not connected. We're so much better than, you know, we can be, and so we just got to keep grinding, just keep going to practice. And thought the energy was good tonight, though. That surprised me. You know, after the long week, and I didn't know how much energy, but I thought, you know, we hit a couple buckets, and energy was pretty good, I thought.
Do you feel like you're improving?
Yeah, no, I really thought we took a step in Utah defensively in the second half, and we got our transition going a little bit, and you know, we had some transition buckets tonight. Great to see Folly. You know, I think he got 2. You know, boom, boom. You know, and we wanted him to run, and you know, easy baskets we needed. You know, and so our transition was a little better. You know, in the last 2 games. You know, I thought our defense was a lot better against Utah at times tonight. It wasn't good, but our rebounding was better, you know. So, yeah, I mean, it just kind of, it's not a consistent, like, you know, you want, kind of up and down. But at least, you know, playing with a little enthusiasm and competing a little bit. I just wish we'd hit those darn free throws and walked out of here, you know, really, man, we put one on, you know, because just if we, you know, say the front end at 19 and we just go 14 for 19, 6 points, you know, we're, you know, I think we have a pretty good lead, you know, down the stretch. So that was a little disappointing.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
All right.